Legit. Does life just go downhill from here? G'day guys, Eric. How's it going? So last night, well, maybe a couple nights ago, depending on when I've uploaded this, I was actually fortunate enough to attend Twice's ONCE HALLOWEEN FanMeeting, which is a fan club only event. So this was my second time seeing Twice. So the first time I saw them was at Twice Night in Singapore 1 last year. So I can sort of proudly say that I've seen Twice twice now. Ha. Anyway, I just wanted to talk lightly about my experience and about this fan meeting. Like, honestly, it was really good, like really good. Had a lot of fun, and there's one part, and I'm pretty sure I would have showed part of this at the start of this video, that honestly made my life. Really did. So first, like, talking about how I got tickets to this. So basically, I'm part of the ONCE second generation fan club. So essentially, if you don't know, you can sign up to official fan clubs for K-pop groups, and typically you can sign up for a year, and you can pay a certain amount of money. I think Twice's was about 60,000 won, I can't really remember exactly, and you get some merchandise and you also get access to pre-sale. It's not really that worth it for international fans, but a lot of international fans get it. But for me, I knew I was going to move to Korea for a year, so I was like, okay, I'm going to sign up to some fan clubs. So I've joined Stray Kids, I've joined Twice. That's the only ones I've actually signed up for, just because I knew that it would give me some good access to pre-sales. The annoying thing about the Twice fan club is that it's actually in 2 levels. So either it's the level that you're a Korean resident or someone who lives in Korea, even if you're a foreigner, it's ONCE Candy. Then the level below that is ONCE Jelly. And the thing about ONCE Jelly is, which is what I am, because I had to register before I came to Korea because that was the registration period, is that the first pre-sale is ONCE Candy, and basically all the pre-sale tickets, all the pre-sale available tickets are available to ONCE Candy first. If there's any left, about a day or 2 later is when the ONCE Jelly pre-sale happens, which is really annoying because that means I always get worse seats, or I can't fight for like those best seats. An unintentional benefit of being ONCE Jelly, which is the lower level again, which when you don't live in Korea, or when you're someone who didn't live in Korea during registration period, is that the ONCE Candy pre-sale is the main pre-sale that happens, because typically all the Korean fans or all the people living in Korea are like fighting for tickets. So that's when the website's crashing. It's really annoying. You can be at a PC bar and be there for hours and not get tickets. But with ONCE Jelly, the tickets that are kind of like cancelled are the ones that become available to us, and we sort of have an easier time because the website doesn't crash. And since ONCE Jelly is really for people who aren't in Korea or people who weren't in Korea when registration period, there's less people fighting for whatever tickets are left. So when it came to this, it was actually a really smooth ticket buying experience. I had to settle for a second floor ticket. So if you look at the layout of the venue, I was like pretty far back, and I was in the second row in that second floor, which is actually turned out to be pretty good for reasons I'll talk about later. I actually ended up with a better seat than some of the people I know from the Facebook groups that were ONCE Candy, who, because they had to fight for tickets in the really competitive part, the cancelled tickets that came out, some of which were better, because some people were further back than I was when they bought tickets in ONCE Candy, and because there were closer tickets, like the tickets I bought, when the ONCE Jelly sales happened, I was able to get those tickets. So this time around, I didn't want to make the same mistakes I did for Stray Kids, so I actually got there early to get some merchandise. This light stick I already got from Twice Night in Singapore, so don't worry about that. I got this pin. So out of the pins I chose from, there was this pin, another Halloween looking pin, and like a Twice third anniversary pin. And the reason I chose this one was because this is the actual event logo. And I felt like the ONCE Halloween event is a bit more of like a once in a career kind of thing. And it's like, oh, they probably won't do another ONCE Halloween. So getting a commemorative pin for that is probably a little cooler. Also, I'm part of the ONCE second generation fan club. So I felt like, you know, the pin that I was going to get from there and the lanyard, etc., was already kind of my sort of Twice third anniversary commemoration. So that's all good. I picked this slogan because it actually has the members on it. I didn't actually buy the slogan to use in a concert, and you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't you have just used it? Well, I bought this because I just wanted like a nice something. It's fabric, it's made out of canvas as well. So since I'm going to be moving around after Korea, I didn't want something that would like fold up or like tarnish. Let's quickly show it, yeah. So it has the members' faces on this one, and oh, this is actually longer than I thought. So I'll show this in more detail in another video. I also picked up like a t-shirt. So there was 3 t-shirt designs to choose from, and I ended up picking this one, which was pretty sick because it has like a sort of Disney castle kind of thing on it with a bit of like a Halloween painted aesthetic, and it has like a TT pumpkin, which is really cool. And I chose this one because, I don't know, it just looked nice. The reason I bought the t-shirt, the slogan, and the pin, even though I didn't originally plan to, was because when I was looking at the merchandise, I realized the merchandise I wanted the most, which I originally thought was going to be the hoodie, was actually this Twice blanket that I bought. I'm going to pop this open when I do like a video showing all the stuff I bought recently, but basically I picked it up because this is a nice blanket with like all the members on it. It'd be nice to sort of decorate my little office towel with it, because as you can see, there's really not much going on in my room right now. And winter's coming in Korea, so a blanket seemed right. I can probably use it at work, in the office, or when I'm not teaching. So I thought it'd be good. Because of that, it sort of ate into my merchandise budget, so I had to settle for lesser things. But in all honesty, I really like the slogan, the pin, and the t-shirt. So I'm going to upload a more detailed video showing this merchandise, as long as me popping open my Once Generation membership pack, which I literally just got. So the first thing I can say about the show is the venue is really unique. Like, it's so unique. Well, okay, it's not that unique, but it's like an outdoor amphitheater. It's like an arena. It's like half an arena, and it's really cool because it's an open air concert. It's cutting into the winter because we're in the fall now. It's getting really cold in Korea, so it's really the last kind of event like this I could go to. And I just thought it was cool because usually you get like sort of stadium arenas that are closed off, but being open air means they can do a few things with a lot of fireworks actually. So that was really cool. When I just sat in my seat, I realized I was actually a little closer than I expected. I actually ended up buying like a cheap pair of binoculars just so I could see a little closer, which worked out pretty well. But again, my seat was really good for reasons that happened later in the show. So it was actually pretty cold that night. So they actually gave us like twice branded hot packs, which I don't have anymore. And they also gave us these like little inflatable cushions to sit on, which is kind of cute. Don't know if I'm ever going to use it again, but I'll just hold on to it because why not? Since it was an outdoor theater, I was really worried it was going to rain because during the day it was like raining intermittently, but fortunately it stopped raining like right before the show, like completely. Oh, heads up, unlike my Stray Kids video recently, like I don't really have much videos I've taken or in the show because security was actually really strict, and I saw a lot of people get escorted out with cameras, like actual fan sites with like proper lenses and stuff were being escorted out. And maybe not escorted out, but they'll probably be taken to cloak their stuff, and that happened throughout the night. And so it wasn't worth the risk. Also, a few people around me were recording stuff or taking photos with their phone, and staff were making them delete it. So I had to be super sneaky for whatever I could get. So I didn't really get anything except for one clip that I really like, which I'll show later. So the most general difference between like a fan meeting event and kind of like a concert is that rather than just being like a performance set list with like songs, TWICE are there. They do a few games in between. So they do like games where they play against each other. They also do some kind of like crowd interaction where they sort of get the crowd to do stuff. But so rather than a straight up concert performance set list, you have a bit of like variety thrown in. Like by variety I mean like kind of think of like your variety shows. They play games, they do like a Century Touch game, a random dance game, and it's really fun because if you really like the idols, you'll really like watching them interact with each other in this environment, and it's really fun. So if you just get a concert and take out some songs, take out some of the production, even though the production value is still very high, take out some of the intricate production and then throw in some more sort of like candid and more interactive idol moments, that's pretty much what you get with a fan meeting. What's nice about fan meeting events is that they're cheaper. So a typical concert for a big group in Korea is between 99 to 110,000 Korean won for pretty much any seat. This only cost me 55,000, which in Australian is like probably 65, 70, which is pretty much nothing, honestly. To see TWICE live and to see them as close as I ended up seeing them, like, it was way worth it. So as the fan meeting started, each of the members came out in their Halloween outfits. So Dahyun came out in like, in a Catwoman outfit, and let me tell you, Dahyun does do the cute thing like more often than not, but sexy/hot concept Dahyun is top notch, man, honestly. Jonghyun was no face and easily the funniest costume of the whole night. She was pretty much just like the face paint and then just like a black cloak.
안녕하세요. 가온아지 정현입니다. 반갑습니다.
Which was really funny because the rest of the members was more what you expect from like K-pop idols dressing up for Halloween, in the sense that it's a bit more like attractive, or like it could be a little sexy, it could be a little cute, whatever it is. But with Jonghyun, it was just straight up like a no face costume. It was really good, and it's so Jonghyun. Sana was the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland. Mina looked freaking phenomenal as the 2017 mummy, as in the mummy from the 2017 Tom Cruise movie that no one watched. I thought Jihyo was Pocahontas, but people said that she's meant to be Princess Mononoke, but I'm not really familiar with that property, so I mean, if she is, she is. I thought she was just a bit more of a generic costume, but she looked good in it. So Momo was Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, and she looked amazing in the wig and the get-up, and like she actually takes off the jacket at some point later in the night, and she looked amazing. Dahyun, my bias, takes the prize for the freakiest one. So her makeup as Annabelle was messed up. Like, I think I'm gonna have nightmares. But in a way, like, it's such a Dahyun thing to get up in such an extra way with that kind of makeup, and she would do like a really freaky like kind of smile, and like you'd just be like, oh, I'm gonna get nightmares. But it's Dahyun, so he's still kind of cute. Chaeyoung, who was by far my favorite, was dressed up as the Joker. Unfortunately, she was actually Jared Leto's Suicide Squad Joker, which I don't really like the look of typically, but I mean, it looks good on her. The green hair, the tats and stuff actually looks really funny on her. She had like ahs instead of ha-ha-has written as like a tattoo on her neck. And like, you know, she's the Joker and she looked amazing in it. And being a big fan of DC comic properties, it was really cool to see one of my favorite K-pop idols dressed up as a DC Comics character. And Tzuyu looked amazing and drop dead gorgeous as the corpse bride. She was actually really like kind of cute looking. She came up with a little sad face. I've never actually seen the movie that's from, so I don't know if that's part of it, but she rocked it. Some highlights for me in terms of songs they performed was that they opened with TT, which is basically like their Halloween anthem, given that it came out about Halloween time 2 years ago, and it was pretty much a Halloween themed music video. And so it was really cool to see them perform like that. I have seen them perform it live before, but it's really cool to see them perform it like on the theme. So the last time I saw Twice perform was at Twice Land 1 in Singapore, which was before Signal came out. So I hadn't seen any of the title tracks since Knock Knock perform live. Seeing songs like Likey and What Is Love was amazing because I really like those songs. So Likey was basically all over the place when I was traveling through Korea last November. And What Is Love is probably one of my favorite Twice title tracks of like all time. So it was really fun to see them live. And I couldn't help but like chant along to rap, even though I don't really know the lyrics of What Is Love, because it's just so much fun.
언제 어떻게 또 것 같아 왠지
I was also really pleasantly surprised at how live they were. And what I mean by that is, at Twice on One, there's a bit more MR support. And here you can really tell that they were singing really live with not as much MR support as you would expect from a girl group. And you could tell because, you know, they'd be kind of playful with each other, or they'd kind of be smiling and laughing during the stage. And they'd actually kind of semi-miss their cue like a little bit, and you could hear them like breathe or laugh as they start their parts. And especially during TT, that's when I first noticed it. And I was like, oh, they're actually really live tonight, and they sound amazing live, like amazing. Like the thing about like girl groups like Twice, like people think, oh, they can't sing whatever, but no, they're killing it right now live, and like people tend to doubt, they think they just lip sync all the time, but no, they sounded good, amazing live. Speaking of sounding amazing live, they sang a Korean version of BIASES 1, which is a song I wasn't really that familiar with before, but I've heard it, and well, at least the Japanese version that's been out so far. And they sang a Korean version and like blew us all away because we're also surprised that we were not expecting it. And it was just like Nayeon, especially. I know she sounds good, like amazing as one of the main vocals, but she sounded phenomenal, and like she sounds way better live in person with like in a theater environment than you could ever hear from any recording. I think that people sleep on Nayeon quite a bit because they don't realize how good she is live, and hearing her last night like really proved to me that she is amazing live. They freaking slayed BS1, and so don't ever tell me that Twice can't sing, because no, Buster, they really can. Surprisingly, they performed 1 to 10, which is actually a pretty older B-side, but it's actually one of my favorite songs, and one of my favorite songs to hear them perform live when I saw them in Twice Land in Singapore. So it's kind of a bit of nostalgia for me, kind of like a full circle thing where it's like, oh man, like I really like seeing this song live, and now they're performing it live again now that I'm in Korea. Hell yeah. There was also the sweet performances of Someone Like Me and Say Yes. Oh, and they also performed their version of Jackson 5's I Want You Back, and honestly, like, it's actually such a fun song live because it's all in English, they sing, it's really bubbly, the choreography is really bright and really fun, and you can't help but like really fall in love with how cute they're being during it. Like the bubbly energy is just so damn cute. And oh my god, they performed BDZ live, which I actually really like as a song, and as someone who can speak Japanese, it's actually really nice to have like good Japanese K-pop songs. But to hear the Korean version live was like really fun because before they performed it, they actually coached us how to chant along to it. And it's really fun to do the like a bulldozer, like a tank, like a soldier, let's go, with the whole crowd going, let's go. Speaking of fan chants, I actually didn't learn any of the fan chants before I went. I thought about it before, but yeah, look, I just neglected doing that. Like, my bad as a fan, like, you know, I should really do so. But apart from like the name chant, which is like basically the members' names in order from oldest to youngest, which is basically how every fan chant opens for Twice songs because of the intros, I was able to chant along because it was pretty easy to catch when the fan chant was meant to be. And even if you don't know the fan chant, if you're in a live environment for Twice or any group for the first verse and chorus, you'll be able to pick up where in the song the fan chants are, and then you since you know some of the lyrics, you'll be able to basically pick at the same points again to do the chant. So it was a lot of fun, so I basically was able to figure that out. So don't be scared to try and fan chant along even if you don't know the fan chants, because the fans will support you through it. So basically, after quite a bit of the show had passed, like the VCR, which was basically like this CGI skeleton voiced by what's his name, Park Jun-hyung. Jun-hyung, is that right? He's also known as Jun Park. He's from God. He's that guy who's just like, "Bam, what's up, man? What's up?" He's that guy. He's like the Sunnies. He's like all over the place in Korea at the moment. Anyways, yeah, that it was really funny because that VCR was encouraging ONCE to sing along, and basically a karaoke part started where One in a Million was playing, like the MR, and it had like the lyrics. I can't read Hangul fast enough, so I don't really know the lyrics off by heart, so I was kind of struggling. But it's really kind of endearing hearing like the more male voices of the crowd singing like, you gotta know that you're 1 in a million, na 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 na. Yeah. As you can tell, I don't know the Korean lyrics like at all. So during this 1 in a Million sing-along, I actually noticed that the security and staff were making people whose bags were sort of in the aisle between the first and second floor to move their bags away or take it back and to make sure people weren't going through. And I was kind of just like, Twice have been gone backstage for a little while now. Are they gonna frickin' appear right in front of us or around us? Because why is the security being so pedantic about the pathway? And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that if I saw Twice up close. So basically, after the end of the 1 in a Million sing-along, Cheer Up started, and I could see that on the left side, because I was on the right side of the second floor, second row, second floor. On the left side was the half the band, including Dahyun, walking from there. And I was like, oh my god, Twice are walking through from there. And then I realized it was only half the band, so I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, wait a minute. And I turned around, and holy, nothing could have prepared me for this. Like, I'm about to see half of Twice, like, right in front of me. And not only half of Twice, the half of Twice, that includes my 3 main biases, Dahyun, Chaeyoung, and Mina. And on top of that, there was Jihyo, as in God Leader, and Tzuyu, Taiwanese visual goddess. Oh my god. I was shaking. And I'm shaking kind of right now, like, reliving it in my head, trying to talk about it. So, basically, they were like coming up, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And because it was a bit crazier with like them walking about to walk by us, I knew that security and the staff weren't going to be like, "Oh, like put away your phones and stuff." And people around me were doing it anyway. I mean, Twice is about to walk through, right? So I pull out my phone and I record it, and like, look, it's cringy as, but I just got to share this moment with you. Like, legit, nothing could have prepared for this. Like, I knew I had a pretty far seat with the second floor, and even though it's second floor, second row, and when I sat down, it was closer than I expected, it was still, like, kind of far, and I didn't think I'd ever see Twice up close, like, at least at that event. And to have them literally right in front of me, because, again, I'm second row of the second floor. There's only, like, one person in front of me as they walked by. And, like, oh, my biases, man. Legitimately, like, between last week and Stray Kids and Twice this week, like, I think I peaked too high for the start of my time in Korea. Also, yes, Tzuyu is super stunning in real life. Dahyun, even with that makeup on, is super. Her smile is super warm, and I just felt so speechless having them walk by. Chaeyoung is being super cute, playing around, dancing around, clapping. Mina is absolutely so pretty. In fact, even with the moment makeup, I think the moment makeup really works for her, honestly. And even though I only saw Jihyo for a second because she sort of rushed by us, Jihyo is God Leader for a reason. Like, oh my gosh, she is beautiful. After that, they performed Heart Shaker, and like, I felt like it was such a tease because I was, not only was my heart shaking, but my life was shaking because I was shaking so much after seeing them walk by. Then they showed the teaser for Yes or Yes, and oh my god, like, oh man, like, I'm so down for this, like, magic concept that they're gonna be doing, and I'm super excited for it. The song sounds really catchy, like the na 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 na, yes or yes, like, man, I am ready. So since you got to this part of the video, you might have watched the whole thing. If so, like, honestly, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble about my time at a Twice event. Honestly, I had a lot of fun, and I'm still shaking now about seeing them really up close. It's a lot of fun because Twice is the girl group that I really stand, because before the third gen of K-pop groups, I didn't really stand girl groups that hard. I liked girl groups, you know, like SNSD, etc., but I wasn't as into them. But Twice was a group that I really got to know the members. I really got to be into them, all the variety, and now I got to see them like up close, and their songs and the sort of positivity in the sound of their music and like their act got me through some really like dark parts of my time in my last job. And so to see them up close like this was honestly so much fun. If you want to keep hearing from me about K-pop stuff, I'm still working on this channel, so I'm still going to be uploading things. I will be uploading some more close-ups of the stuff I got. I also got a Twitter and a Facebook page. Otherwise, thanks for watching.